Welcome to the Daily Current Affairs by Civic Center IAS, where we shall discuss the top 10 important topics for the UPSC CSE Prelims for the day 14 March 2025 from the Hindu, the Indian Express and the PIB. The first article here is from the PIB, which talks about the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. This is in the context of it crossing a milestone of 10 lakh installations. See, this scheme was launched on 13 February 2024 by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi with an objective to provide free electricity through rooftop solar installations in 1 crore households by 2026-27. So, as of 10th March 2025, 10 lakh households now have been solar powered homes, in which 47.3 lakh applications have been received and 4,770 crore in subsidies are disbursed to 6.13 lakh beneficiaries. Know that the solar capacity installed so far is 3 gigawatt and the target is 30 gigawatt by 2027. Now looking at its key features and benefits. Firstly, subsidized roof solar installations where the households receive free electricity through government subsidy support. Furthermore, collateral free loans up to 2 lakh at 6.75 subsidized interest rate through 12 public sector banks. Then subsidy processing and implementation through online application via national portal and subsidy credited within 15 days after the redemption request. Furthermore, 17 lakh direct jobs were expected across manufacturing, logistics, sales, installation and OEM sectors. Lastly, reduction of CO2 emissions by 720 million tons and over 1000 billion units of electricity generated over 25 years. Now, looking at the state-wise progress, the top performing states are Chandigarh and Daman and DU with 100% rooftop solar adoption in government buildings. Whereas in Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, they are leading in household solar installations. Now, there is something called the Model Solar Village Initiative, where the objective is to develop one model solar village per district to promote self-reliance. So, the budget allocated for it is 800 crore rupees. And the following is the selection criteria. Firstly, it must be a revenue village with more than 5,000 population or 2,000 in special category states. Then the selection is based on the highest renewable energy capacity 6 months after re-identification. And lastly, a grant of 1 crore rupee awarded to the best performing village in each district. Now moving on to the second article, it is also from PIB and it talks about PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. See, it is a multimodal infrastructure development initiative aimed at improving connectivity and logistics efficiency across India. Know that it is implemented by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways and the objective is holistic infrastructure integration through data-driven planning and execution. So what are the key features of it? See, firstly, data-driven infrastructure planning, where there are 550 plus data layers covering various economic nodes, social nodes and logistic nodes. Furthermore, optimized project planning for the national highways with the detailed project report alignment optimization, consideration of physical or geographical features, forest areas and eco-sensitive zones, and minimizes ecological impact and clearance delays. Furthermore, there is technology integration where use of GIS systems for mapping and route planning, and furthermore, integration with other national databases. These are the key features of the scheme. So, if we have to talk about the impact, see 115 national highway or road projects covering 13,500 kilometers were examined under this master plan. So, total investment amounted to 6.38 lakh crore. And there is streamlined project execution through faster clearances and less mid-course project revisions and lower infrastructure development costs. Now, the third article talks about the Bharatmala Pariyojana. See, launched in 2017 with the objective to improve logistic efficiency, connectivity and safety on national highways. So, the total length approved was 4,800 kilometers initially but expanded significantly. So as of Feb 2025, total projects awarded were 26,425 kilometers, whereas the total length constructed was 19,826 kilometers. So if you have to look at the key features of it, Firstly, it enables connectivity to strategic and economically important areas like the tribal regions, aspirational districts, and left-wing extremism affected areas. This improves logistics efficiency by linking industrial hubs, MMLPs, ports, and airports. Secondly, high-speed corridors, where the total greenfield high-speed corridors awarded was 6,669 kilometers, where the construction completed was 4,016 kilometers, which reduces the travel time between key economic centers. Then, road safety measures like the National Highway construction follows Indian Roads Congress standards and guidelines. And lastly, adoption of AIMC, which stands for Automated and Intelligent Machine Aided Construction, and LIDAR and drone based analytics for survey and project monitoring. Now, moving on to the next article, it talks about the National Board for Wildlife. See, this National Board for Wildlife was established in 2003 after the amendment to the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Know that it replaced the Indian Board for Wildlife Act, which was formed in 1952 to strengthen the wildlife conservation. Know that it is a statutory body with regulatory powers under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So, historically speaking, it was first established as Central Board for Wildlife in the year 1952, and it contributed to declaring peacock as national bird, influenced the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 and Project Tiger. Furthermore, it was dormant during the years 1988 and 1997. Now, what about its composition? See, it composed of a chairperson who is the Prime Minister of India and a vice chairperson who is the Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Furthermore, there are 47 total members, including Chief of Army Staff, Secretaries, 3 Lok Sabha MPs and 1 Rajya Sabha MP, Director General of Forests, 10 eminent conservationists, ecologists and environmentalists, 5 NGO representatives. Now, looking at its functions, firstly, it formulates wildlife policies and conservation plans. Secondly, recommending new national parks, sanctuaries and reserves. Then approving projects in eco-sensitive zones. And lastly, monitoring and implementation of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Now, there is something called as the Standing Committee for the National Board for Wildlife, where it is the key decision-making body for the project approvals, and it appraises projects inside or near the protected areas. Furthermore, it recommends decisions, but Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has the final authority. So the next article talks about the Holi. See, Holi is a major Hindu festival celebrated across India. Know that it falls on the full moon night of Falgun month. Furthermore, the Holika Dahan takes place before the Holi. Now, why is it significant? See, it symbolizes the victory. The Holika Dahan is significant because it symbolizes the victory of good over evil and is linked to the legend of Prahlad, Holika and Hiranyakashipu. Whereas Holi is significant because it celebrates the arrival of spring associated with the Lord Krishna's playful color celebrations in Vrindavan. Furthermore, it is historically linked to ancient harvest festivals. So, with respect to Vedic and historical mentions, the term Holak appears in the Atharva Veda Parishthas. Furthermore, the Harshavardhana Sanskrit play Ratnavali describes holy celebrations. Then, why is it culturally or spiritually significant? See, Holika Dahan means the purification ritual which involves burning faults and negative emotions. Furthermore, throwing colors signifies celebrating unity, joy, and nature's bounty. Lastly, the Holi showcases India's historic role in color production, which is indigo and indigo yellow. Now, moving on to the next article, it talks about, it says that the Ministry of Mines, in collaboration with the government of Goa, organized a Lambok event which is related to the launch of India's first ever auction of exploration licenses. Okay, in this context, we'll talk about the critical minerals. See, critical mineral is a mineral which is defined as a mineral whose supply risk and economic impact are higher than the other raw materials. So these minerals are crucial for countries' economic development, national security and industrial sectors. Now, looking at the key features of it, firstly, they are vital for sectors like high-tech electronics, telecommunications, defense and transport. Secondly, supply chain vulnerabilities arise due to concentration of extraction and processing in a few countries. Thirdly, the sectors which are dependent on these critical minerals are clean energy technologies, information and communication technologies, and advanced manufacturing and defense applications. Some of the examples of critical minerals are lithium, graphite, cobalt, titanium, and rare earth metals. So, why is this significant? Why is the mission significant? See, firstly, it helps in long term planning to acquire and preserve critical mineral assets. Secondly, it reduces reliance on the imports as India is 100% dependent on imports for certain minerals. Lastly, it strengthens the domestic industries and minimizes foreign dependencies. So, the next article talks about the gaps in the implementation of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. See, launched on 1st April of 2016, it is mainly about providing pakka houses with basic amenities to houseless and kacha dilapidated households in rural areas. Know that the Ministry of Rural Development is implementing this. So, talking about its current progress, see, the original target was 2.95 crore houses, where additional 2 crore households were targeted from 2024 to 29. Furthermore, new allocation under extension where only 53.45 fresh lakh houses planned beyond backlog. So, with respect to financial assistance, the plains are given 1.20 lakh per unit, whereas northeastern states, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh were given 1.3 lakh per unit. Furthermore, the committee recommended to increase the per unit cost to 4 lakh due to inflation and rising construction costs. Then, with respect to the issues, firstly, it is based on the socio-economic caste census of 2011. Furthermore, many new eligible beneficiaries excluded due to outdated SECC data, and some ineligible households continue receiving the benefits. Also, the government responded with the Awas Plus survey, where it identified the additional beneficiaries, and the ongoing additional survey, which is expected by 2025 March, where 80.32 lakh households were surveyed. So the committee recommends for urgent review and update of beneficiary lists and also to include semi-permanent houses, tin roofs under eligibility. So next article talks about the SpaceX mission. So the SpaceX mission stands for the Space Docking Experiment conducted by ISRO, which is India's first successful in-orbit docking and undocking experiment. With this, India becomes the fourth country to achieve this feat after USA, Russia and China. So talking at the key details, the launch vehicle used was PSLV C-60 and it was launched on 30 December 2024, and the satellites involved were SDX-01, which is the chaser satellites, and SDX-02, which is the target satellite. Know that the docking was achieved on 16th January of 2025 and the undocking was done from 10th March to 25th March 2025. So what are objectives? Firstly, demonstration of key technologies like the rendezvous docking and undocking in the low Earth orbit and power transfer between the docked spacecraft. Then, future space exploration applications like the Indian astronaut to the mission to the moon, sample return missions from the moon, development of an Indian space station, etc. So, talking about orbital or ground operations. So, the orbit parameters are, it is at a height of 460 km within a circular orbit with a 45-degree inclination. Furthermore, the monitoring stations are in Bengaluru, Lucknow and Mauritius. Lastly, undocking was achieved in the first attempt, where the ground simulations and analysis played a key role. Now moving on to the last article. So what is this quantum computing first? See, quantum computing is a cutting edge technology that uses quantum bits or the qubits instead of the classical bits. Know that unlike classical computers, qubits leverage superposition and entanglement, enabling exponentially faster processing. So what are qubits? Qubits are such things, unlike classical bits, they can exist in multiple states simultaneously. Furthermore, a qubit can be both 0 and 1 at the same time, increasing computational power, and which is called superposition. There is entanglement also, where the qubits can be linked regardless of distance, allowing faster communication. Lastly, quantum computers solve complex problems much faster than the classical supercomputers. Now, what is National Quantum Mission? So launched in 2023, National Quantum Mission is a 6,003.65 crore initiative to develop India's quantum computing, cryptography, sensing, communication capabilities over 8 years. Know that it is implemented by the Department of Science and Technology. There are key focus areas on the National Quantum Mission are quantum computing, quantum communication, quantum cryptography, quantum sensing and metrology, and lastly quantum materials and devices. Then With respect to infrastructure, so 4 thematic hubs, which are called the T hubs, were established across 17 states and 2 UTs, and encouragement for the women scientists to participate in quantum research. Furthermore, international collaborations are being done for quantum technology access. So, in this video, we have discussed 9 articles in total for today. We'll be back again with another video tomorrow. Thank you.